Season 1, Episode 13. The role of storytelling in promotional marketing, making your brand memorable.
Much for giving your time for this podcast. And Rahul Torres, I welcome you on today's show. The topic for today, the role of storytelling in promotional marketing, making your brand memorable.
Well, in our business, we or end user are the marketing deciders, are the
Right.
marketing teams,
Right.
and also the purchase area of the big brands.
Wow.
So we know the huge brands, the global brands, are fighting to have some engagement with the customers. A few decades ago, they don't need
Right.
it because they don't have any tools to get approach to the kind of customer. But
Right.
nowadays, I think it's one of the best way to know that your promotional products are gonna give engage or not.
Yes, I rightly agree with you, brother. Moving on to the first question of today's podcast, which is why storytelling such a powerful tool in promotion marketing and how does it help? How does brand stand out?
I think the storytelling, it's that a new way
Uh-huh.
using as a promotional product. The
Right.
promotional product is built to engage the customer,
Right.
drive the attention through your brand instead
Right.
of your competitors. So
Right. True.
now we need to figure out how to make the story selling as a
Okay.
story selling. I mean,
So,
the story selling needs to be the end of the decision we make, choosing the product, giving it to the people.
right.
So you will have something on your hand, on your car, maybe at your office,
Yes.
and you will have the brand all the time with you, even if you don't
Right.
want it. So
Right. Right.
the number of impacts will be defined
More.
by the choose you made
Uh-huh.
in the moment that you decide to buy this brand instead of the other brand.
Right. Right. And I was discussing with Andrea that you were in the PPI exhibition this year in Vegas, Rahul.
Yes,
Wow.
on January.
I was there too, PPI. My ASI.
Yeah, we used to be there
PPI.
every January. And also, I want to tell you something, Brody.
Yes.
We're from Mexico. We have a company in the US, but we
Uh-huh.
also have a company in Mexico City.
Wow.
And in Mexico City, there's an also association like PPI. It's
Wow.
like the Mexican Promotional Product Association.
I would love
And
to
we will,
visit that exhibition, man. When is
yeah.
it happening? What month? What year?
I'm sorry,
When is it happening next?
in Mexico.
Yeah, the PPI Mexico. When is it happening?
Oh, it's not the PPI. It's called the Mexican Promotional Product Association. It's AMPRO, and we'll
Oh,
have a trade show in May, and we have a meeting a few hours today to discuss about the tariffs and the impact before or after Trump said that the tariffs between China and US and Mexico and the way we will handle it. We will discuss with the PPA and the Mexican Association. So how we're going to
wow.
make it through it. So we will
Wow.
have a meeting
That's going to be an
later
amazing
today.
one. That's going to be amazing one. A biggie in Mexico.
Yeah. We can talk about if you want it in another time or later
Nice.
today, whatever you want.
Nice. So Rahul, just moving on to the second question. Let's do that.
Yep.
How do promotional product play a role in reinforcing a brand story and message?
Okay. You need a lot of the companies put a lot of money on digital.
Yes.
They hire sometimes an influencer or they mix with some other brands. They have huge amounts of money put on
Yes.
digital.
Yes.
And most of the efforts, when you buy the product, if it's online, maybe you can link through an influencer or a reel or on the web. But what happens when you need to offer a promotional product that is offline? So if the
Right.
product is offline and the whole strategy is online, we need to build a bridge, to build a bridge between the
Build a
product
bit. Right.
and the
Right.
digital assets. So sometimes you see, for example, in Starbucks, you see Starbucks as a coffee brand, but they
Yes.
have a bear in it. I know, have you seen the bear? It's called the
Yes.
barista. So
Barista.
yeah, barista, because it's a bear, but it's a barista. So the barista, when you saw the barista at Starbucks, you know that it's something you can relate it to, but
Right.
you won't buy the coffee. You will buy the bear. So
But
the bear, it's the promotional product
uh-huh.
that bring you to the store
Right,
who
right.
who made you buy coffee. But the
Very true,
promotional
very
product
true.
is a bear taking you to the coffee.
Coffee. True, true,
So
true.
it
They
need to
can
be
relate it
all
to
in the same thread,
the
everything on the
same
same
thread,
thread.
same dots,
Yep,
connecting the dots. Yeah, yeah.
connecting to us. Yes.
So the third question was, what elements should business focus on to make their brand story more engaging and memorable?
Okay, about memorability, I think it's double click on every buyer persona you had
Right,
because
right,
a few decades ago you have a lot of information, but it's made for everyone. And nowadays you can make
right,
a, a, a specific communication for a specific buyer persona. It's not the same woman who buy milk at the 20s or at the 40s. It
right,
it doesn't consume the same kind of milk when you have a kid, when you are
right,
single. So
right,
nowadays you need to figure it out how to communicate and sell the product plus the promotional item
right.
through the same idea, but
Okay.
talking to the specific buyer persona.
Like that, you want to overcome that objection. Today's listeners listening this question should be overcome objection when they come to this point. The fourth question to you, Rahul. How can business use storytelling to create an emotional connection with their customers?
The emotions comes from watching your customers. I know it sounds simple, but once you see your customer, what are
Yes,
they doing? How do they
yes,
feel? No,
yes,
who they
yes,
talk each other.
yes.
Sometimes you ask for a huge company to ask 1,000 or 10,000 people, and they're
Uh-huh.
gonna give you one answer. But if you watch them, you will see what they like, what they don't like, and why
Right.
they choose.
Why
Most of
did
the
you?
times, only watching.
Mm-hmm.
If you spend 1 hour on a mall
Right,
watching people, why
right.
does people get into the stores? Why does
Why?
kids bring people or the dads
Right,
into the store?
right,
Why does a
right.
woman take his husband to the
Store
store?
to the
Yeah,
store.
and,
Right.
and yeah, and that little moments are the magical
Right.
moments. But because if you do a double click on that
Mm-hmm.
moment, you're gonna have the engagement and the things that you need to know to build your brand and to make your promotional products on it.
That's how the emotion is built. That's how the product is connection is there. Agreed,
Yeah.
agreed. So last question, Rahul, to you is, what are the key mistake brand makes when trying to integrate storytelling into their marketing strategy?
Okay. I think that the biggest mistake is that you try to talk to everyone. When you try
Yeah,
to talk to everyone, you're not talking to no one.
talking to
I
no
mean,
one.
maybe 4 years ago, you were watching TV and there was a commercial, and all the family take the commercial. But nowadays, if you even if you're watching a football or soccer or a rugby or a
Right,
baseball or a basketball, same family, each one of them will have his iPad or his cell phone or his
right,
laptop, and they
right,
are all watching the soccer game, but
right.
they are also having different interactions
Different
on the
interaction.
on the web. So now, if you're talking to everyone, you will talk to no one. You need to have maybe a different scenario and a different message
Right.
on TikTok, on
On
LinkedIn,
on
on
LinkedIn,
YouTube. Yeah,
Instagram, Twitter, right?
yep,
And you should have more testimonials more than storytelling. That how
yeah,
you see Amazon, they have a lot of feedbacks. How did the other customer felt about it? I think that
great.
is something game-changing moment for all the promotional product suppliers here. When a customer write testimonials, you won it. You win the game if you have a positive testimonial.
Yes, and there's a moment of truth because if you see what your customers are doing, you can
Yeah,
offer maybe a different promotional product on each one.
right,
You will
right.
offer a gimmick for a 12 years old who's watching
Yes,
TikTok, and
yes,
another
yes,
souvenir for a 4 years old watching on TikTok,
yes.
or depending on the things they like and the things they do.
Of course, of course. And Rahul, I want to ask, in PPI exhibition, did you had a stall there?
On the last one, no, we
Okay,
were we were 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, just
okay,
yeah, before
okay.
COVID.
So this year you only visited the exhibition.
Now the exhibition this year we will be only in Mexico City. It's called
Okay,
Expo Publicitas, who is the
okay,
Mexican biggest trade show.
So, Rahul, how can people contact you if they want to reach you out?
Yeah, we have in the US BH Trade Market, and also we have in Mexico Promo Life.
Wow.
MX.
What would be your email address? How can they call the number?
To the number 754-252-8028.
Thank you so
In the
much,
US.
guys. Thank you so much for your time. It was amazing talking to Andrea, Israel, and Rahul, sir. You made our day.
Thank you,
Thank you
Rohit. Thank you for your time. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.